That's really good timing because I just swallowed my sweetie. Welcome to Roll the Damn Dice.
If this were a skill challenge, Stephen does have proficiency in swallowing.
I do. I have expertise. And timing as well, that's always important. Anyway, we are Roll the Damn Dice, and I'm completely lost the track now. Too many innuendos.
Oh.
So, last session, we left off with, we started off leading the charge through a war zone to get Frayne to Illumi Keep, where her brother is heading up the forces against the darkness that has corrupted Corellan's Wood. There was some mad skill checks. Frayne made a bunch of elves poop themselves. Lilli raised the dead. Torin just led the charge like a dragonborn battering ram, and I backflipped a ballista back where it came from. All wicked cool, but it got really, really nippy, especially for those of us that weren't wearing many clothes. And as we tried to figure out why it was getting so frosty and cold, one of the tears in the sky just rips open and a big old frost giant just, I'm going to pop out my foot for you.
Thank you. Sorry, I had to eat a sandwich. I couldn't reach the floor to put my plate
I could just
down.
see you any second just going, fuck it, just dropping it.
Very Greek, so would be very happy.
I was, yeah. Homage to my people. A massive, great frost giant of 23 foot, slightly bigger than big, came out the sky. I couldn't think of a descriptive word. And the last instructions we were told is big charges towards this frost giant and holds his sword up against his massive axe, was run. So, yeah, we are sponsored by Critic UK. Please go check out their website where there are many wonderful tabletop role-playing themed stuff. One thing to mention is Glorious Taverns, which is their brand new book. Is it available online yet? Don't know. It'll be available online soon, and you're going to want this because it gives you taverns with NPCs and drinking games and all the stuff for when your team say we want to go to a tavern and you think, ah, crap, I don't have any taverns. They're all there. So make sure you use the code RTDD10 and you will get a discount on all products from Critic UK.
10%.
10%. So, yeah, that's us. And we're now stood in the middle of a frosty battlefield watching Big get smushed like a popsicle.
Can I just say before we get into the action, every time we talk about Stephen and Lehane not wearing a top and being frozen, it somehow puts into mind like an influencer being taking ludicrous pictures on the beach and then being washed away. There's something, I don't know, it's just the same vibe.
But he left his shirt back in the cathedral of the Phamerian ones, because that's like where he met the he who wandered longest, and he put the tattoo on his back, and that's why he hasn't got a shirt anymore.
Put the shirt back on.
Yeah, he didn't put the shirt back on.
Do you think when people go to tattoo parlors they just leave their shirts?
That's the done thing. Are you going to tell me about getting tattoos done?
Yeah, you've not seen mine. Oh, my trousers got... Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. Okay, got you now. Point of inspiration for anyone who figures out the hidden reference of Illumi Keep.
Yes, Illumi Keep.
Yeah.
Illumi Keep.
Is it cheese?
Illumi.
Yes. Weird cheese that remains rubbery whenever you eat it.
Unless you grill it properly.
I'm not allowed a point of inspiration because I know. Ugh.
I have no idea what's going on.
I'm going to take a big guess. It's an anime.
Oh.
Close it home.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's too anime. Smosh to get... No, it's not.
Let's play some D&D.
Yeah.
We have to.
Oh, it looks online.
Oh, I really thought you'd take longer on the skill challenges. I've got one note that says... No. Right. So. Big block of ice comes up in front of Torin and Lilli. Cool ice sound effect, I know. Bought it myself. And then you just turn around and see Big holding his ground as this huge glacial sword comes. And you hear it just sort of push down this pressure. This wind pressure sort of pushes through the ravine as it crashes down onto Big's great sword as he holds it up and the floor cracks around him. Bits of his sword chips away and he just shouts, "Run!"
So there's a block of ice between Torin and Lilli and
the exit. No, the exit.
For the exit.
Yeah, it's blocked you in. So there is Frost Giant, big. Everyone else,
Yeah.
ice.
Ice where the
Oh,
exit
I
is.
see.
We're,
So we
we're
can't
between
run
a
away.
rock and a hard place.
We are stuck there.
Okay, cool. If we cannot run away, Frayne's natural instinct would be to run towards, but she's kind of torn because she's got this massive job that she's got to do. There's a massive block of ice. Quick, has anyone got anything metallic on them?
No, like,
No.
yeah.
I mean, now it's
I know it's the fucking Vague Wilds. Look, I
The
grew up
spears, the
here.
spears we picked up. presumably
nothing.
none of
Like,
them.
absolutely nothing has metal on them.
Bollocks.
The only thing you've seen in the Feywild that were metal were the boots of the Madcaps. Way back.
Oh, but they went
Never
mental.
mind.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, well that's that idea gone. Well, if we can't get that way, then we should help Big, right?
How tall's this ice block?
Yeah, it's only about 9.5, 10 foot. It's not huge.
No,
Big enough.
We can get past the wall.
I could easily clear it.
Let's get over.
I
But,
agree.
what about Big?
I mean, I hate to say this, but he's a big guy.
We knew the risks.
Look, say the word, and a bunch of the elves put their hands to chest. We will hold them off.
Oh crap. Alright guys, look, we can't stop this until we get me to the heart of Corellin. We've got to keep going.
You're right. Not happy about it, but you're right.
Lads and lasses, can you help Big?
Well, we'll die trying.
No, you won't. Stop saying stuff like that. Do you know, it's that kind of attitude that puts people in the wrong frame of mind for fighting.
A negative mindset will work wonders.
We'll die trying!
Elves, they're fucking mental.
Ooh. Starts banging on themselves, banging on the shields, start making this huge ruckus and stop very slowly as this ice is forming around them towards Big and the Frost Giant.
Okay, to quote Lehane, scatter chaps.
Yeah. Anyone got any rope?
Oh yeah. Oh well, I did. No, it was in the bag of holding. Bollocks.
Lily's gonna could she do her vine thing and sort of like throw out the vine
Mm-hmm.
and almost try and get it to like grapple onto the wall of ice and sort of like then kind of pull them up.
Teamwork. If we're running towards the block of ice
Yeah.
and Lilli is throwing her vine up, Lehane is just going to, first of all, like kind of jump onto the ice, and then it's not like he's not going to run upwards, but he's like just catching onto like chips of it where he can, hoist himself up onto the wall because like 9 foot up is no issue for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I really hope this isn't attached to her. Grabs the vine, rides it down, pulls a dagger, and stabs it into the vine so it's secured so anyone else can use that vine.
It's very much attached to me,
But I hope
Are
it's just
you-
not sentient
Are
to
you,
you.
so you're hitting onto the ice wall, are you hitting it into the ravine wall?
Trying to hit it into the ice wall to secure it that everyone else can use it as a rope to
Yeah.
pull themselves up.
Okay. Roll me an acrobatics followed by a sleight of hand.
Okay. Oh, acrobatics
It's
is
gonna hurt,
11.
I'm sorry.
oh, does it like?
It's
Is
gonna-
it? I still don't know like the mechanics of
No,
it,
I'm
so
fine.
I'm
I
still
was just taking a
learning
guess
it.
to get us out of there
Yeah.
as fast as
Yeah.
possible. Right, it was 11 on the acrobatics, but
I was not aware I was gonna get stabbed into an ice wall.
18 for the strength.
So, yeah. With a dagger, you say.
Mm-hmm.
Roll damage on Lilli.
Oh my god, it's a D4. That would be plus modifier?
Yeah, roll damage.
Oh, but this is a strength thing, and I'm a Dex fighter.
Daggers are dex as well, aren't they?
Fuck's
So
sake.
first
I
roll.
tried, okay, 7.
7. It is halved. You feel a numb pain
Okay.
from it. as the plant, the seed, this living thing that is you're a host of, you feel it sort of like shrink away from this damage, but it is very much penetrated into the ice.
This seems quite an elaborate. It's only 9 foot tall.
Well, for Lilli, that's fucking massive.
And now she can just pull herself up.
Yeah, I mean, she's already at about 9 foot. Torin can just lift her on.
Torin's back.
Also, I mean, and Kelly's just like.
I also wasn't anticipating it getting stabbed into the wall.
I just want to secure it.
Kelly's playing with a tiny fireball between his fingers. I mean.
Oh, Callow. I mean, you could have said something.
I mean, I could have done, but they were so enthusiastic, and I just don't want to. The new generation.
Get us through the fucking wall.
Well, now I know that I can't do that. Like, little tear is just gonna be like.
Hey, just so you know, she's currently attached to the wall. So if I.
Lilli, get up.
Yeah.
Get over. Get out of the way.
Torin.
This is what happens when I try to be creative.
It was cool.
You was really cool.
You
were cool. What's this lunatic?
Hey, this is justice for Grongol and the Pitons, okay? Bringing it back. A season later.
What? You need something to cure yourself. You're going to climb it.
Oh, yeah. Lilli will. She'll kind of like haul herself up, and sort of like little tear just of pain rolling down her cheek. She like pulls out the dagger and like throws it on the floor and is like, that wasn't necessary.
With all the velocity of a stair lift, Lilli just starts ascending.
You know what? I got mixed up in the situation. I just saw a problem and tried to think of the right solution. Maybe it was not intellectually.
It's agonisingly slow, by the way.
As Lehane's looking, maybe it wasn't intellectually poured off.
you know Shaun of the Dead, where they're like, there's the part you've got and there's a way cooler one. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Run. Nope.
I like to feel like Frayne is doing the thing when you're playing Sonic the Hedgehog and you haven't touched the controller for a while. You know, arms crossed and
foot.
little tippy tappy foot.
Yeah, Tails over here is just.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Lilli, you make your way over to on the top of the rock. You feel pretty. You're standing.
Yeah.
You're tall than everyone.
Yeah.
Apart from the frost giant.
Yeah.
But you're the tallest you've been in a while.
Yeah. Come on then.
You need to get out of the way so that he can, melt the ice.
Oh yeah. And well, I can't get down.
Just yoist yourself and you'll seed.
Yeah, she'll lower herself back down and then she'll like yank the dagger out, sort of whiplash it down, and just
She's had a hard day.
yeah.
So
Why have you made it canon that it's super slow? She managed to haul these fuckers out of the moon
like a fishing rod.
water.
I don't know. It's just funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We need a bit of levity.
Yeah, I juxtapose things quite well. So yeah, and Callow just starts. Right. Well, we tried. And throws his fireball out and just arcs over the top of you, and just makes not a hole, but just a big chunk out of the middle of it. Starts melting it away. Right. Okay. Good start.
Oh, so it's not completely.
Not completely gone. It's quite thick, but it takes a good third of it out. Maybe.
I suggest we get Locticus over. We can get Callow over. Then if you give me a bunk up, I can get over, and then
On
you
the
can.
other side. How do you think I secured it with the dagger?
Oh, you're on the other side.
Yeah.
Come back. we require you over here, Lehane.
Oh, for fuck's
Why
sake.
would I come back? I'm on the other side.
Frayne is going to walk up to the ice and she is going to jump, stamp her feet down and cast Shatter on the bloody thing.
Feels like a waste of a spell slot.
I mean, I know.
It's quite a small wall.
Not all of us are 7 foot.
How do we approach this problem?
We literally could just help each other over the fucking wall!
Wait, have we tried digging under it?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
We can't go
Go
over
over
it.
it.
We've got to go through it. No, we can go over it, but we're just.
Can the wall make a constitution saving throw, please?
The damaged wall.
Yeah, it makes a fail.
It makes a fail. Of course it does.
It's a
Yeah,
wall.
because it's a wall.
I do present a wall.
Shakespeare.
Oh man, it's ridiculous. Okay, yep.
This is a bit of a Midsummer Night's Dream, isn't it?
Torin's climbing the wall.
Maybe that's like-
I love that after like our really amazing skill check where we all like achieved such brilliant like sort
We're
of
exhausted.
I'm sorry, I grabbed your vine, jumped up the wall,
Torin rolled
and stabbed
Torin
it
rolled
in.
a 26.
It was hoisting.
You just-
Genius.
So,
Right.
a Kong is a parkour move where you put both hands on an object and you put your legs through and propel yourself out leg first, landing forward. Torin pulls an expert Kong, just runs up. The actor definitely changes halfway through. 5'4" female gymnast lands.
I'm over!
Does Shatter do anything?
Yeah, it does. So
Brilliant.
as Torin lands, it starts to crack and a hole appears just around the point at which Callow had hit it with a fireball, large enough for a Frayne quite easily to.
Brilliant. She's gonna climb through. She's going to dive through, roll, and get back up. 'Cause
So we're all on the other side now.
Apart from Callow, who's like, "Don't worry, lads. Fate of the woods in this lot, and he misty
like-
steps through the other side.
what a dick.
Hey, you got to be able to see the other side. Now you can. So.
What's the temperature like over here?
It's still cold, and you just hear this like as this combat is going on. It doesn't sound great. There's this huge like sword just swinging.
Sorry, Luke.
They nearly died to a wall. But you're on the other side.
Okay, I'll suggest we move because if I stay here any longer, I'm
Yeah.
not coming with you.
Excellent. So there's maybe about a minute or two left of the ravine, and you see out onto the other side. Whatever war you thought was on the other side was merely a skirmish compared to this. You see the keep in the distance. You see the tree, and they are sort of equidistant. The keep is very much in the middle of the distance between the two. A huge sky rift sits pretty much above the keep. That is huge in diameter. It's not fully open yet, but it seems like something is trying to pull its way through. But there definitely seems to be more of an elven presence here, and it's a bit more matched. It's a bit more equal, a bit more even.
So how far is it?
Hard to judge. It is. Oh god, D&D doesn't work with more than feet, does it really? It's probably about half the distance you just travelled on the other side. It's maybe about a mile.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. We're not close enough yet for Frayne to...
500. No, it's not.
No.
Connor doesn't know the transition rate between feet and miles, so
We have Google for
we'll get to a
Let's think
narrative.
about tomatoes.
tomatoes. Has to be tomatoes. 2,
Tomatoes.
8,
1.
0.
Doesn't sound right.
What is happening?
So,
There's
right,
a
okay.
thing about conversion rates
Cool.
with imperial metric.
Right,
Sorry.
okay.
Rocks fall, you'll die.
Right, okay, well, we need to get through it. At least it looks like there are a few more on our side over here.
Yeah, and that is very much the case. You see, like, almost battalions of elves holding a point. They have swords held above, like, sort of not quite great swords, but bigger than sort of two-handers. They're just swinging up at this oncoming onslaught of enemies, taking them down. Spearmen are just poking over the top. This battle isn't as one-sided as this, but it's definitely not perfect. It's definitely, the elves aren't winning by any case, but they are holding back. and you're going to have to get through most of that to get to the side. The elves are holding to the right of you. This onslaught is coming from the left. It is coming across your field of path to the...
So can we get round? We can't
Can
get
we
round
side
behind
through the elves?
It would be a big detour. You'd have to go round. But you could. Definitely can. Just add time on. Probably probably would add an extra half onto your journey.
I think we go about behind the elves.
What, behind the elves? What do you mean?
Behind the line. We'll use the elves to protect us so we can get to the keep.
It'll take us a bit longer.
Yeah, it's going to be worth it though, isn't it?
We don't want to get between the elves and the...
Yeah, dying here is probably not great.
Thanks, Callow.
Welcome, mate.
I just... Okay, okay, so we'll try and weave through, okay? You guys...
No, round behind the elves. You want to weave through, you want to go straight through the battle line.
Well, not really, but... Oh, you mean like right behind the army?
Yes.
Which, safer, but adds time on.
Shit, well, let's just move it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not like times of pressing matter or anything, but...
Well, I assumed we were sort of jogging towards...
No, I know, but, you know, adding time on, that'd be fine, wouldn't it?
Callow,
There'll be some wood left.
look, mate.
Yeah,
I've got to get there alive, haven't I?
you do.
Yeah.
These lot don't. They don't have to, is all I'm saying. You know, if we're talking logistically. And
Listen, if you want your lovely pretty face to stay lovely and pretty, stop talking about getting my mates killed.
Hang on though, he's right.
He's
Our mission
right.
is to get you there as fast as possible, and if we die for it, that's what happens.
I agree, but I don't think any of us will survive the middle of that battle.
Well, maybe not the middle, but we can go slightly adjacent to the left and try and stay behind the front line rather than straight through the middle.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Okay,
Let's do it.
cool. Bow.
Zigzag.
Weave.
Zigzag, Rickon! Zigzag!
And the Hun will just be firing off arrows at anything that gets close. Well, not close enough, but distance. He's not happy leaving Big behind, so he will be taking that out on anything he can spy.
Okay.
On the bad side, not just.
Torin again has Lilli tucked in here, and he's basically got Frayne. He sort of wants Frayne to be holding on to his belt as they move.
Then I'll come up behind firing arrows.
Frayne has Jeeves hovering next to her, so that if anyone gets too close, he can stick out his tongue.
Don't attack me. Right then. So, once more as you sort of crest on over down into this battle, it is carnage. There's no other word for it. The front lines are just battered, and there are things that you haven't seen here. These creatures are sort of elongated, almost humanoids, but their heads like split open, and they are like, there aren't too many. There are maybe one every couple of hundred, but the points at which they're interacting with the elves are losing. These things seem to be, if not commanders, they are a very powerful unit within the ranks of this force. These things start swathing through the elves, start breaking away the formation, and as you start running towards the point, the elven formation starts getting pushed back slightly. The point that you were running for that was sort of behind the elven line is just drifting that ever so slightly. You're having to adjust your course just to keep up, and can you all make me a dex save, please?
15.
18.
3.
11.
Okay. So as you move in, this huge, from a catapult, sort of just at the back of the enemy lines, this huge boulder comes spiraling over the top, pretty much where you're about to land. Torin and Lehane manage to dive out of the way. Lilli and Frayne, you see this thing coming towards you.
I mean, hang on.
Torin is holding Lilli. and he has Frayne right behind him. He would automatically dive
If you have Lilli, that would have
for Frayne.
been a disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
19. 18, please, at disadvantage.
Nice. But you'd have Frayne anyway.
So I've got Lilli in one hand, and I'm going to try and push
Frayne out of the way.
Frayne as I dive.
Okay. At which point you will just take Frayne's loss.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Frayne, you see this thing just landing towards you, and just right at the last second, you feel push of Torin Darr just slam you out of the way.
And I'll probably throw Lilli to get her out of the way as well.
You can do one or the other. You can't. Yeah. Can't dodge,
No, okay.
duck, dive for me.
I use Lilli to
Yeah.
throw her out.
Okay. Oh, I got some more dice in my little mimic thing.
Ooh.
Thanks, God, Sarah.
More dice, damn it. He needs additional
Damn.
dice.
Oh Christ.
Torin's looking healthy, man. That's all.
What a lot of D12s you've got. Sorry.
Yeah. So, in this action,
Yeah.
before I tell you the outcome,
Okay.
would Torin be trying to mitigate as much damage from Lilli as possible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So,
Torin would take
the brunt.
the brunt. Yeah.
Okay. So, Torin, you take 15 points of damage. Lilli, you take half.
Okay.
Yeah. Torin, you feel the shield arm that is holding Lilli dislocate. It just crunches out, and it sort of hangs almost like you're managing to hold onto Lilli, but it's hanging there. The weight of the shield and Lilli is too much for it to hold.
Shit.
Ah.
Mate, that looks bad.
So, yeah, Torin's going to say, Callow, put it back in.
Right. Not done that before.
What, you may give me a suggestion?
Yeah.
You got 2 medics with you, mate.
No. Yes, mate.
Right, okay, fine.
Use
Go
your,
for it.
use your time thing.
He's gonna have like 2 shoulders. One of them's gonna be like a dragon's head. He's gonna have like a snake arm.
Well, that would be really cool. I'm trying to focus right
Oh,
now,
sorry,
so
sorry,
please
sorry.
shut up. And he starts winding it back, and you just feel this. It pops back into place with this agonising, like Lilli's head is right next to it, so you just hear this crunch. As it just yeah.
She goes green.
Paul personally really loves a back cracking.
But yeah, your arm pops back in. Calla looks a little tired. Doesn't look like he's got too many more sort of revisions going on.
Right.
You're right, folks.
Very good.
Frayne
Push on.
picks herself up.
Lily's gonna like puff out her circle of spores. Is just gonna engage. She's gonna have her little glow.
Okay, so you're still trying to get behind the elven line, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, sort of. Yeah.
Behind the front line.
Okay, just behind the front line. As you push in, who's leading?
It would not be Frayne.
It's Torin, really.
Torin.
And Rahan's behind. So
Okay.
the brings in the middle of us.
Torin, can you roll me a persuasion, please?
Persuasion. Oh, no one.
Now on.
I mean, +7, I gave,
But yeah.
There's that one.
So, as you approach the elven front line, they turn to you, and immediately, just a volley of arrows.
Fuck!
With whatever you were about to say. Can you make a dex save again, please? Lilli and Torin, or Torin at disadvantage, whichever you'd like.
Torin at disadvantage or both of us?
Let's go both. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh.
Lilli jumps to freedom. Torin rolled a 2.
And Lily rolled a 16.
Okay, so once again, as you are considered one unit for this moment,
Yeah.
You can again try and take the brunt.
Torin would take the run.
Yep.
Frayne is going to do her usual. For fuck's sake!
Give it one moment. Let me.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's just that I have to do it before a roll. That's all.
Okay, you're trying to. To be fair, war going on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
cool.
Yeah.
So it's 21 points of damage. Lilli, that would be half for you.
Okay.
And these shots are piercing. Some of the wounds, especially in the lower part of your body, Torin, they just start bleeding.
Okay.
And we'll resolve what that does when it happens.
Okay,
But yeah, the elves are arrows trained on you.
Do you want to make them stand down, maybe?
Frayne's gonna cast minor illusion to make her be able to make a large sound. Get my words out, and she's going to say in Elvish, "Don't fire. The Fraynes have a plan. These are friendly."
So as soon as you go to cast something, the spell is blocked. You are counterspelled, but your words, you still speak. You just don't have the sort of performative aspect of it. You are like immediately someone jumps to just counterspell that whatever you're casting.
Okay.
But roll persuasion just a. I mean, advantage because you invoked the Frayne name.
Oh, well, thank you. Frayne name.
It might not be so good for you, Lilli, being here in my shield. Thought I was helping.
I mean, you've halved Lily's damage twice. So.
Yeah.
That is 15.
15. Okay. And they go again, start drawing arrows back, and immediately one of the they have a verdant green cape sticking out of their armor, which nobody else at the front has. Drags the front guy back. Stop! That's a friend, you prick!
Yes.
Get in here now! And it starts pushing men out of the way, and as you do, like, duck! And then just arrows start flying over the top of you as just these creatures start raising. One of the sort of dislocated face creatures starts coming up, and they just pelt it with arrows, and it continues to ascend, even just peppered with them. Get in now! Pulls the sword forward, just steps into the gap that you guys would have been in.
So we keep.
Yeah.
Yep, we keep going.
And you just see this guy sort of take on this thing and get pushed to the ground. Skirmish happens, you don't know what happens to him. All along this line, as you're behind the elven line, ducking and weaving, creatures are just grabbing at them. These shadow creatures that were attacking before, the sort of the elven shadows, start pulling people into the ground, sort of halfway through. The point at which they get stopped, they are just cut at. Like their body just... And they sort of flop to the ground, cauterized almost. They're still alive, but just like...
Oh, Lehane would put an arrow between its eyes.
Well,
Put it out of its misery.
Yeah. Brilliant. So you take a shot.
Like, yeah.
And just drops to the ground.
Keep
Miserable.
going.
Sprinting. And
Yeah. I mean, Lilli has no choice.
So, with the distance it is, if you continue sprinting, you will start taking points of exhaustion.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Okay, we'll probably jog.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like how
Oh
exhausted
yeah, it's
you
a
are.
job. It's a job.
Yeah.
I mean, I as far as
I
I'm
thought we
seeing it
were
in my
closer
head,
than that. Yeah.
we wouldn't be able to sprint anyway.
Yeah.
Because
We're
there are
moving through a
bodies
crowd,
everywhere.
aren't we? So we're just moving as fast as we
Just
can.
to
Yeah.
fill you in.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you're sprinting, you're ducking and weaving and dodging, and as you are trying to make it, you're getting tussled and jostled, and can Torin make me a strength check, please?
Sorry?
Make me a strength check, please, and you guys make me a dex check, please.
Strength check.
Yeah.
Just a straight check, not a saving
check.
throw.
Oh, you are going in the bin.
23. No.
8.
18.
18.
So I added my proficiency to that. It's
452.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
19.
Bloody monks, man. Worst class in D&D apparently.
Worst
Monkey
class in
DM.
D&D, the monks. Yeah.
So Torin, as you're leading the charge, you just get blindsided by this charge of elves. They seem to be on these like deer steeds. They hit you and Lilli goes flying just to the floor. And you drop Lilli. But you manage to pull her back just as this like stampede goes past her, but you're very much prone right now. Lehane and Frayne, as you are sort of at the back with Callow, some of these creatures just burst through the front line and a flurry of claws come over. Did anyone make less than a 15?
I'm 19.
No, 17.
17. So yeah, this you know it to be a displacer beast. It's like a panther creature with 2 tentacles coming out of the back. However, the tentacles are split, and is very much a corrupted creature. And it comes flying over the top of you, takes 2 elves down just behind you, but it just misses you, damage-wise, and you are very much gaining on the keep. It's not too far now. Lilli, you have a mouthful of dirt. Blood, probably.
Yes. And I presume they're getting like further away from me.
For the first time, Callow, Lehane, and Frayne have pushed in front of you as you just stopped past this thing. But Torin is next to you.
Okay, Torin is next to me.
Yeah.
But not prone as well?
Torin got jostled, you got thrown. So Torin is upright, but like...
Okay, Lilli's gonna... I don't think this is working. Keep going without me. And she's gonna wild shape into a bird.
Hey!
And
Nice.
and is gonna sort of like hop onto his shoulder and
What
take
kind of
off.
bird?
A dexterous one. Hang on, I need to check.
A bird that's proficient in dexterity and strength.
Immune to piercing damage. The breath weapon.
Yeah, like falcony swoopy
Fucking
sort of
swoopy.
thing.
Falcony swoopy.
A falcony swoopy. It's the it's the Italian.
It's the Latin.
It's the Latin name.
Scatterus Chappus. So yeah, Torin, you just feel this. There's this falcon with that falcon noise, perfect falcon noise.
Yeah, probably a
Under.
hawk. Probably actually,
Hawk?
it's probably a good one because I
Under
have
your
the
shoulder.
stats for that.
And it takes you a couple of minutes, and you see this flash of cloak as Callow disappears into the mist before you, as you're waiting for these riders to go past. And as they enter, you realise you've lost Frayne, Lehane, and Callow.
Well, Torin will just sprint in the direction he thought they were going.
Okay. Pick me a check to try and locate them. It can be investigation or survival, something along those lines.
Frayne, obviously realising that they've lost Lilli and Torin.
Roll me perception, please, before you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to double.
Is that advantage? Because he literally had his arm on me.
Torin dead.
Yeah.
No, because you're being attacked. He got,
Okay.
yeah.
That's cool. Perception is going to be 17.
17?
Mhm.
Okay. Yes, you're sprinting. You're jogging. Sorry, for a little while, and you. I mean, you've not heard him for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty loud, pretty big. And something just tells you to stop. And you realise that Torin is nowhere to be seen.
Jeeves, mate, go find Torin. Bring him to. Just make sure that he knows where we are.
Do I notice that Frayne stopped?
Yeah, it's not
It
hard.
would be like a
Right.
brief.
Yeah, it'd
like
be a-
stop, carry on running,
Yeah, it's-
talking to Jeeves.
Yeah.
Then I will see it done. And Jeeves just, with his little wings, starts taking off to the sky and starts looking for Torin.
And we push forward, yeah.
Yeah, we
Cool.
push forward.
Torin got a 13 on
13.
survival.
So you don't see Frayne, and as you're stopping to look around, you don't see, you see a fuck ton of elves, but eventually you do see up in the sky a very familiar pink pseudo dragon.
Cool, I'll head towards
Yeah,
that.
cool. So you start making your way through.
Yep.
Jeeves is rolling rubbishly, so he's seen you, but he's not sure where Frayne is currently.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
Torin is also going to be looking for Lilli, the bird, because he's assuming that she will be flying above Frayne.
You were on his shoulder, but I will let you.
No, it's well on the shoulder and then left.
Oh, you took off.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Then please have a look if you'd like for whatever you'd like.
Yes, I will be searching from above. And annoyingly, my hawk has lower perception than Lilli, as Lilli. But that was a 19, so 23.
Okay. What are you looking for specifically?
Well, looking for anything looking for keeping an eye on Frayne, but
Okay.
also looking for anyone that could resemble her brother that could resemble Locticus that she could see.
Okay. You don't. Well, not knowing what Locticus looks like.
A leaderous elf.
You see a lot of.
Why are you not looking for the shirtless tattooed elf?
Fuck him.
Well,
Yeah.
I figure you're together.
Oh yeah, we are. But if you're looking for Frayne,
Well, yeah, no. She's wanting to keep an eye
Okay.
on Frayne and you guys, but
Let's
also after.
call this shit a shit. She don't give a shit about that.
No, she just stabbed us.
Yeah, but because Brain's obviously blended in. She's like done her hair and she's wearing, so she's blended with the elves.
I
Yeah, but
respect
she's
your.
very perceptive.
I respect your choices.
Thank you.
That's very fine. Yes, so there are a couple of leaderous elves in Lilli's term. None of them look to be commanding the whole army.
Okay.
They seem to have their small little individual troops. You see these guys with these verdant green cloaks. It almost looks like a leaf coming off the back, and they seem to be the people who are in charge. Not sure what Locticus looks like, so you can't make an educated guess as to which one is.
Okay.
But as you are looking for Frayne, you do see a gentleman elf wearing a suit would be Callow, and you see a shirtless, tattooed, still a bit frosty,
And salty, by the
it's
sounds
very
of it.
salty, sort of running in a V formation.
Okay.
Not too much further ahead than you, sort of maybe 100, 110 feet out.
And she'll move to fly. Well, actually, no. What's Torin? She wants to make sure Torin's
Torin is
okay.
very easy to spot.
Yeah. Is he okay? How far between? What's the gap
He's
between
wearing
them?
like pink crystal armour
In the midst
in
of
the
a load
midst
of
all
brown and
these
green.
brown and green elves.
What's the distance between them?
Maybe like 160. You're sort of in between the two, so it's like
160.
yeah, 160 feet.
Okay. Priorities Frayne. She's gonna kind of hover above, and if she sees anything particularly that's gonna that looks like she could go and claw at it and make sure she's okay.
Okay, cool. Torin, as you're sprinting forward, you hear a call of "Shields up!" And a bunch of elves just like put their shields forwards next to you, and one of them is like, "Get in!" You stop. Yeah.
What, into the shield wall?
Yeah, they like push forward, like to the side of trying to brace themselves for this next attack as this barrage of creatures are coming towards you. It wouldn't progress you towards Frayne, but it will stop whatever's coming.
No, Torin will. Yeah, Torin will join the shield wall.
Yeah. So as you pivot, they move aside and create this space for you with your shield in. Can you make a strength save, please?
Oh, thank you. 22.
22. So you feel the elves beside you start to buckle, and I mean, yeah, you feel the elves beside you start to buckle. What do you do?
Torin will like be hold.
And you hear like the sort of scraping of feet against mud, and it's getting really slippy, like lathered with blood, sweat, and like the floor that was solid before is turning into sludge. And the elf sort of two to the side of you starts to buckle down and slide away as this one creature just breaks through the rank. Immediately the other elves sort of pull in on formation, trying to make it tighter, but this thing, you can't make it out over the shield, but something is just pounding, just smashing into your shield just repeatedly. Just and you just feel this break. The shield starts to crack slightly, as it's not your magical shield at all. It's
just a crappy bat.
It's
shield he found. Yeah.
And you feel yourself begin to get pushed back, and with some kind of guess, it's probably one of those faceless creatures.
So Torin is going to try and Squid Games this shit. So he's going to say, "On my mark, jump back 5 feet."
Okay. Roll persuasion. At advantage.
Thank
That
God.
1 on 1. 18 plus 7, 25, please.
Okay, and you hear, right. And they're holding.
So, and Torin goes, 3, 2, 1, jump!
And they all start jumping back, and you hear this, and this creature just. The creatures beforehand just start decking it, stacking it forward, and things behind it start falling on top of it, and it's slashing at the beasts that are above it, these fiends, these spiked demons, and this thing just puts its arm through one of them, starts pulling itself up, but you have like halted a good sort of 12, 15 of them in this line. They've sort of staggered over themselves into this pile, and the elves sort of look to you like, what? What now?
I think you've got this now!
Right. And as you say that, you look, and there is quite clearly, you didn't really see it before because of the formation, but there is an elven body laying face down in the dirt with a green cloak. So quite clearly leaderless.
Oh, so that's their commander, and
It's
these
dead.
are like
So these are
lost
just like
looking.
morale gone. They didn't have anything until you sort of like.
Took their spot.
Okay, so Torin will be okay. We'll defeat them, and then we'll save Locticus.
Save Locticus!
And so, I mean, if they can move in some sort of formation towards where Lilli Falcon is in the sky, that's going to be his plan.
Okay, so Lilli, you see this sort of like, not sure what caused it, but a bunch of the elves suddenly just pushed back about 7 feet or so, and these things just stumble down. And as you sort of focus in, you do, again, it's quite easy to spot, see this large dragonborn in a shield wall, break rank and file, and they start sort of hacking their way through, is the information you have currently.
And Torin, if the shield is easy to grab from the fallen
Commander.
he'll swap his shield.
Okay. Yeah, it is smaller than yours. It is about a third smaller, but it is this sort of crest shield, created to look like a leaf, and it has this gilded stag antlers, much in the same way.
Please do this new shield.
But yeah, you have seen this information.
Yeah.
With whatever you'd like to do about it.
I mean, there's not much he can do other than just be like, he's alive, and just kind of call out and hope that he just keeps pushing towards her, and she's gonna kind of circle around where Frayne is, and Lehane, and Callow, and she's gonna call and try and catch your attention without like potentially causing you to die.
Make me a performance, I guess.
Yeah, just to be like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Was
Very
40.
performative.
That's a nat one.
Oh no!
Just an arrow.
She doesn't hear.
You get to speak. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm here,
Got a perception check? Because we're rolling that 20.
buddy.
A nat one. That's just like a flap.
Okay. You can, because you're actively looking for them.
Yes.
You may
and
roll a
Jeeves.
perception. Oh fuck, jeez, man, he's rolling like shit.
That is a 17.
Yeah, no, not with that.
No.
Get stage fright. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah. She's like, fly just flies into her mouth.
Torin is having a good time.
Yeah. Lilli gets a little book of his own.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
Torin can hear is Torin.
Great news.
The bards will sing this song.
Lehane probably a few feet ahead of Frayne, and he's probably I feel like he's picking up on her hesitation and like slowing down to use Jeeves and try and engage with what's going on to see where her friends are. It's like, right, we left Big back there, and maybe it is just the two of us now. You've got to keep moving. Keep up.
3 of us, really. But I agree.
Yeah, mate. Sorry. Yeah.
Everyone forgets the callow.
Usually it's me, so don't worry, mate. Like, I understand.
Look, I know it feels like shit now, but if you don't get there, they all die.
Right. Okay. We.
Can you want me to hit, please, twice?
To hit.
Yeah. Sorry,
Twice.
carry on.
What am I hitting with?
Okay. Jeeves will know where I am. He's my familiar. He'll be able to find us. Be able to guide the others to us. I think this is probably the best thing I can do. And she's going to, because she's still got her
Loot.
She's going to reach round. And
Lehane or Cal?
she's going to reach round the back.
Yeah.
And just pluck one of the strings. Pluck one of the strings and utter shh, and put a hand on Lehane and a hand on Callow, and they are all going to disappear.
Ooh!
So they are. She's going to cast invisibility on the
Nice.
three of them using her 5th level spell slot.
Did I not do my punches before?
It doesn't matter. You're invisible. You can still attack. Oh,
No,
thank
no,
you.
if I
Congratulations to
attack
you,
and
buddy.
if I attack
Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
invisible,
that's true. Yeah.
it falls off me.
So that's a little inspiration
Little
for that. I really
inspiration.
liked that.
Thank you.
So as you're talking and having this conversation,
Yeah.
just before the you see Frayne starting to like sort of channel this magic and reaches round, and this again this sort of corrupted displacer beast just jumps over the top, and you just swing round with a hook, catch it as it's quite clearly going for Frayne. And you've noticed a lot of these attacks recently have been sort of gearing towards Frayne more than your Callow has barely been touched. You've been touched very, barely at all, but they do seem to be going for Frayne more than the other two.
Okay. So I swing, I take this thing down, and now I'm invisible.
Yeah, it's not dead, but it just hits you hear this like, and it sort of rounds onto something, and then there's nothing there to round on as you disappear.
Okay, neither of you attack anything unless it's absolutely necessary, because it will break the spell. Okay?
Got it.
Right. What spell?
You're currently invisible, love.
Nice.
Right. Shall we
Let's crack on.
get on?
Well, Lilli is like.
What the fuck?
So as you were so
There's a really annoying bird up there.
tuned into where they were,
Yeah.
you saw this thing jump at Frayne, Lehane react, and then they just disappear.
That was a very good bird noise there.
Yeah.
So that again, that's the
Yeah.
information that you have currently.
She is aware of invisibility.
Uh-huh.
No, well,
You're not.
no,
You wouldn't have seen the
she's
spell
never
cast.
seen Frayne. She's never seen Frayne do it. And so, oh my god, can she see like any evidence of movement of a bird? Yeah, I'm imagining it like Harry Potter.
She got a Marauders map.
Or a
You
man.
just like footprints in the snow.
You will have. So I'm
A
imagining.
lollipop floating.
Yeah, I'm
Like
imagining you're quite high currently. You'll have to come down quite within sort of
yeah.
attacking range. Sort of. You can move in to if that's what you want to do. Just let you know that is very much a possibility if you descend. Arrows and the such.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I mean, I've got keen sight as a hawk, so I've got can really hone in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's gonna try and get closer. And can she detect? Can she try and sense their presence? I don't know. Can't really do anything while I'm in wild shape.
You can do one of the two. You can either
Yeah.
look for it using the sensitive.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and keen sense it because I get advantage.
Okay. Please do. Go ahead. So as you start descending.
21.
Okay. You start descending down, and this volley of arrows just start coming up towards you. You very expertly just dip between them. You sort of the tips of your feathers sort of
Yeah.
move past them, and they're not very close. They're very much like a warning, but you do manage to sort of start seeing something. You're not sure if they're footprints that were there just before, or they are Frayne's and Callow's and Lehane's, but it's the best you've got. You see some footprints in the battlefield leading
Okay.
away towards Ulumi Keep.
Okay.
Torin.
Well, Torin is going to be. Torin, I think, has organised them again into a similar sort of. Assuming there's nothing particularly coming from behind us.
Behind you
sort
are more
of
elves.
a sort of a V shape heading towards the keep now. He's.
Are you pushing down the elven side, or are you pushing into the?
No, but again, behind. He's now. This is now his phalanx. He is pushing on with his men. He knows his mission, and he's got a new group of soldiers to follow him.
Okay. Okay.
If they will.
They will. As you do, you are very aware that you have left a vulnerability in the elven line. But these sort of 12 or so elves break away with you and start pushing down. For Locticus! To save Locticus! And start rushing down with you in this phalanx. And elves start moving out of the way of you, very aware of this charge that is coming behind their front line. And you start making your way to Ulumi Keep with no other information currently.
Are we affecting Are we now affecting the line?
Somewhat.
Okay.
As you move through, obviously reinforcements to the front line are much more tricky, especially if you're going on a phalanx position. The two tips at the end that's quite a large gap. But you are moving through. They're letting you through. It will affect the elven combat quite a bit.
Maybe Torin's, as he's noticing that, he's going to get them into basically two lines.
Okay.
Just so that they can get through more.
As streamlined as possible. Okay, doke. Frayne, Lehane, and Callow. Invisible. It's quite easy to move around a battlefield. And as you do so, much like Frodo of the Shire, you make your way through. There are some attacks that come your way, obviously, much in the way that they don't mean to. They just sort of happen across your path, and you have to stop and dodge and duck and sort of volleys of arrows come across you. And I'm sure that.
No, I don't do that. I do that.
Throw it back, drops a
Don't
whole
throw it back.
spell, picks it up.
Yeah, I go through this.
Slapping his wrist doesn't count as an attack, right? Put it down.
Not for this purpose, no. Both you and Cal are like.
Instinct, sorry.
Yeah, you make your way to Ulumi Keep, and it's definitely a fortification. It's a stronghold. It doesn't have a moat. It's not in that way defensible, but it's solid stone walls with a thick wooden gate. Roll me a history check. Either of you that's interested, really.
In Chronicle now.
4. Not very intelligent. I am
16.
interested.
It's definitely not Elven.
Oh.
But you see at the top, so it's a full-size keep. There are sort of 2 towers at the side that make up sort of archery posts. It's not fully manned, but there is definitely an elven presence. There are archers at the top. And the gate itself is down with, well, you imagine to be guards inside as well. It's the most fortified of the places you've seen. Maybe ever. There's not really much in the way of wars in the Thousand Isles, so this is a proper battlement.
Right, probably a good time to drop your name again.
Right, yeah, okay.
Might want to drop the invisibility and all.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan, but I just want everyone to be prepared, just in case when I drop the invisibility, people start shooting at us, alright?
Alright, one second.
Ready.
You. And Calic has to disguise itself on himself to look like one of the elves that are fighting off.
Now
Lower.
that's an interesting. You might have to teach me that. Not for sexual purposes. I'm not.
Tell you what, we get out of this alive, teach you whatever you want.
Nice. Okay. Are we ready?
Go for it.
Very much. Very much. No, okay. Very much.
And for the third time in 2 episodes, even though I've never used it before with Locticus, she is going to use minor illusion.
Hey!
So that she can, it's so that the sound appears by the archers at the top of the tower. And as soon as she starts speaking, the invisibility will drop.
Okay.
Because the spell will break the spell.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing she will say is, Locticus Frayne, that's me, my 2 mates. We need to get in, now.
Hiya.
Right.
Cool. Advantage persuasion check, please.
Ooh.
The Frayne name goes a long way in the Feywilds.
Yeah, man. In fact, I'm not going to use
It's
it
almost as
'cause
good as
you
the
have-
Murnig name in the plug hole.
you
Oh yeah, that went well.
nat 20.
Nat 20. Oh, buddy!
Looks like she ends up with a date as well.
I'm
not dead yet.
She's having a warm-up. A warm-up when he arrives, you know. So, as you drop the illusion, you hear this pull of arrows appear. Yeah, one archer back. Callus sort of crackling with a little bit of lightning. You're like, I mean, we can try it if you want. But as you say your name, a very familiar figure pushes forward. It's like, get out of the way! Get out of the way! And standing atop of the battlement is this tall, slender, very much in the same way as Frayne attractive, but slim built with this long sort of braids coming around the back, this verdant green cape coming down to this verdant green armour as well, and you see your brother, Locticus Frayne.
Alright, bruv, wanna let us in?
And he sort of stares at you for a good minute, and like
Anytime now, mate.
one of the Commander, come on. And they give him like a little open the gate. Open the gate. Let her in. Somebody. And this gate starts opening up, and he just starts bucking it to like down into the keep.
He was never the quickest.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, don't hesitate. Just come on.
Yeah, go.
She encourages them, like they duck under the gate as it lifts. They don't even wait for it to get to the right height.
Yeah.
Under the gate.
Lehane would have done like a monk slide.
Yeah.
So as you get in, it's straight into the interior.
Right.
It is very much an enclosed keep. There's no sort of courtyard area or anything like that. You are immediately inside. And from the spiral staircase at the back, of one of the towers, you see Locticus descend about halfway and just jumps the banister the rest of the way and just sprints up to you and just throws his arms around you. Immediately, like, doesn't even say a word. And
She will absolutely hug back, but like, I'm like, oh, you soft sod.
and he starts shuddering.
Oh.
Just like you feel this tension that has been built, this weight just sort of collapse into you. And for his sort of modesty's sake, he's very much trying to hold it in, but he starts to cry.
It's alright, kid. It's alright.
Where,
I'm here. It's okay.
where have you been?
That is a long old story. The charm drops that she's put up for the disguise, so she's like back in her pink hair and like it's a very long story.
I did wonder, but I mean, you shine through anything like that.
Bless you, love. But
Good disgust on Stephen's face.
Lehane's face.
I mean, for Lehane's purposes, he's fair, man.
Oh yeah, he spotted that.
Yeah.
We can go off someone really quickly.
I heard you calling. I've been trying to get here for ages. But look, there's hope.
I mean, sent the message. I honestly didn't think you'd come.
Of course I'd come, you daft bastard.
Well, you didn't leave on great terms.
Well, no, not with them. But if you need me, you can always call. I mean, it has taken, well, my death, for starters. That's a long story. I'm seeing someone nice. That's a long story.
So what's happening with the woods then?
Oh, this? No, not him.
And his hand just immediately sort of, like, almost reactionary goes to his blade, and he's like,
No,
oh,
not
fuck's
him.
sake, this thing again.
Not him. Dragonborn fella.
Has Torin arrived yet?
just naked. Oh, Locticus!
Incidentally, if you can tell your fellas at the top, keep your eyes peeled for a golden dragonborn in a kind of crystal armour, a bit pinky, suits him, and a gnome with green hair. Well,
Right.
she might be in kind of I don't know. She could be in animal form. A gnome with green hair,
Okay.
and my pseudo dragon who'll be pink. If you can keep, they're allowed in.
That's a lot. And he turns to a much, much older elf, like a very, very sort of wizened. His, when old men's sort of skin goes leathery.
Yeah.
Very much like that, sort of pock-marked. Very strong, but sort of like age has taken an effect, so there's a hunch going on, but has this very bejeweled sword at his side, this long beard, this sort of goes down past his knees. And this is Aetherius Riddell. This is the blade singing teacher that taught your dad and taught Leviticus and has been in for generations. Right, I'll go let Zandala know.
It's nice to see he's not dead yet.
Take more than a war to kill me.
And that's right. That's true.
I'm gonna die in my own bed if it's the last thing I do. And it will be! And he starts making his way upstairs. Zandala! Look. Hope is something we don't really have a lot of. It's a shit show out there. It really is.
I know. I've been out there for quite some time.
Yeah, I've been out there longer.
I bet you have.
We reckon we can fix it. We've just got to get to the Art of Corellan.
Right.
So, I sort of went to the sanctuary, and did the thing.
Still understand why you gave that job up. It looks fucking cool.
You went to the sanctum.
Yeah,
Blimey.
I know, right?
You are desperate.
Really desperate. So, this one here's Lehane.
Nice to meet you.
He's an elf, but he's alright. This one's Callow.
Callow. Right.
Yeah, less said about that, the better.
Right. More arms, the better.
Yeah, he's a bit dodge, but he's quite helpful.
Right. Okay.
Basically, we think that this evil that's taking over, that's creating these abominations, right? We think it's like leakage from this person or entity that has been kept prisoner by our people for such a long time that he is kind of leaking out into the woods.
And that's causing this.
And that's causing this. So I went to the sanctum, and the sanctum told me to go to the heart of Corellan, which is where this guy's, or girl, or entity, where this person is imprisoned, and Callow can get them away from here.
That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. I'll be honest.
I know, but if we do that, that means that the evil will stop having its grip on the woods, and things will stop coming out of the sky and out of the floor. And my word, I have seen some odd things in the plug hole, but not like this shit show.
Well, speaking of things in the sky, we've got a plan and all.
Oh.
What is?
Well, we've got a very talented mage called Zandala, and a couple of other riffraff that we found that are trained in the arcane ways. They reckon they can hit it with a spell and sort of stitch the big one above us back together.
I mean, that would be a great idea.
It's going to take time, and I mean, this is safe for now, but if the minute one of us has started... Look, we've tried a lot of stuff in our time in this war, and the minute someone fucks with a sky owl, they come.
Yeah, one of our friends is out fighting a frost giant that dropped out of one.
Frost giant?
Yeah. I mean, our mate Big lives up to his name, really. I mean, he's massive.
But this guy was bigger.
He was.
He sort of turns to an elf that has slowly started descending the stairs. She is quite petite, quite like demure in stature. She's probably only about 5'1", very slender with like long raven hair, dark cloak coming off of her, like robes almost. Zendala. That's the plane of ice coming through and all. Okay. Right. Well, that would be Shadowfell. Something else that we're not currently aware of, and the plane of ice. Interesting.
Hang on, did you say planes?
And she sort of looks at you, but as she looks at you, she sort of looks directly through you, as if she's like, she's looking across several different either times or planes. You are just not really there for her. She's having a hard time concentrating. Yeah, we think that perhaps the rifts are tiny little fractures in the gates between planes. Quite interesting, really.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting that it's killing a load of people.
More in the way that if we know what it is, we know how to fix it. Interesting.
Oh.
What we
Okay.
Does not does not take Frayne at all. She's sort of speaking to herself as she says this.
Yeah. Lehane kind of leaned to Callow and is like, is any of what she's saying making sense to you?
Probably. I don't know.
Well, like, you've got a thing about time, and your mate's leaking, and now planes of existence are merging and splitting, and...
I mean, we're in a little plane now, Feywild, right?
Well, yeah, it's one of them.
So it makes sense that it's probably touching a bunch of other planes. Imagine if it were like a big bag, if someone were to rip that bag.
So as you can move through time, what, your friend can move between planes or something?
I mean, it can move for a lot more than planes.
Wibbly wobbly timing and whammy shit, probably.
Planes are easy to move through.
Well, yeah, I suppose we've done it.
How
Has Torin arrived yet?
Torin and Lilli.
Yes.
With your battalion of elves, as this conversation is going on, you very much see Torin and leading this this troop, this infantry, and they start putting like bannerets up, like just these huge flags with Krellin's standard on, marching to the sort of pace has become a bit more of like a light jog rather than a sprint, but they are just following Torin behind, and you arrive at Ultimate Keep.
Is the gate closed now? Or?
There's almost like a hesitation as they see you arrive. And then there's display of like the small battalion of elves, and the elves on the battlement start pulling arrows back, knocking arrows back at you. You hear, "Stop! Stop! Dragonborn in pink armor. Let him in! Let him in!"
Before I come in, is Locticus here?
Yes, she is.
Oh, well done, her. Lilli! Lilli! Torin's looking around to try and spot her.
And Lily's, she's zoned in, followed. She's gonna swoop on down, and just like she's gonna come, maybe like a foot above the ground. She's gonna pop into existence and just sort of land, and sort of go, "Yes, hi, we're here for Locticus, I don't call her Locticus, we're here for Frayne."
Which one?
Well, Frayne. Oh, Locticus Frayne, but also Leviticus Frayne.
Well, they're both in here, so I mean,
Oh, thank God.
Come
They
on in.
disappeared.
quickly.
Can my men come in?
Well, yes, they were never in question.
Come on, men. Follow me.
They're technically their men, but okay.
Torin's now.
Yeah.
And you make your way into the keep. It's not. There aren't a lot of men in here. Most of them seem to be placed on the battlement. There's maybe like 3 or 4 dotted around. Apart from this sort of uncanny group in the middle, where you've got Locticus, you've got Lehane, you've got this very sort of nondescript elf standing to the side of them, in the same elven armor as your men. And there's, again, like, you can see the similarities almost immediately between Locticus and, so, calm yourself.
The thought immediately goes, ooh.
The rut is but 2 months away.
Except his hair is this long braid, is tied with like almost like leaves and ivy coming down past his waist.
Lilli will appreciate this.
Yeah. And as he looks at you, you just see he has these just piercing like emerald eyes. Pink dragonborn and a green gnome. Torin and Lilli.
Lord Torin Darr. And he's gonna, at this point, he'll kneel, he'll lend his gavel down and say, Prince Frayne.
Well, in current times of war is Lord.
Ah, Lord! So Torin now gets up because they're on the same pegging, so he gets up and firm handshake.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's fine to meet you on this battlefield, sir.
And
Hi! Oh, you must be Frayne's brother. It's so good to meet you. We've been working really hard to get to you. And we really want to try and help.
This is
sure
Lilli.
honestly, it's a pleasure to meet you.
She's a Murnig.
Wonderful.
It's quite important. He's a lord. He'll want to know.
I don't really know
I
what
don't
that is.
think
Different kind of
it's
existence,
an
mate,
issue.
yeah.
We don't
Doesn't
exist.
know about the Murnigs.
No, we don't exist in the same
Oh,
plane,
dear.
so it's Frayne! She's gonna run over and give her a hug.
She's gonna hug
I was
Lilli.
following you. I got out the way, but then you vanished, and you just.
It's alright, we're fine. We're fine.
I brought a troop of men.
Of course.
An elf, sorry. Oh, you all look the same to me, though.
She's going to hold his face in her hands, smile, like slap his cheek, and just like throw her arms around him and give him like a big hug. It's a hug moment. It's not a kiss moment. It's I'm really glad to see you.
As they're all doing this, Lehane kind of wanders over to Locticus. He's like, also, we got another friend out there. You can't mistake him. He's like 10 foot tall, and like white icy skin and white dreadlocks. Like, yeah, if he comes here, like, you need to let him in as well. Really stupid.
I'll
Makes good stew, though.
Excellent stew.
so
Lovely.
this conversation is
You
being
made
had.
these shoes.
Torin feels is like burning in the back of his head as Leviticus just has his hand on his sword. I'll keep the door open for him, but I can't spare any men to go looking.
No,
Sorry.
I understand.
But yeah, he's like just daggers at Torin.
Torin's oblivious.
Right. So what's the best way to the Art of Corellan?
Where's Callow?
He's here.
That's not Callow.
It is.
Oh,
He did like a disguisey thing.
Oh, it's disguise. I was worried because of,
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's fine.
Realising that disguise is way less useful when you say my name and tell people it's a disguise.
Oh,
Kinda
sorry,
drops the whole
Callow.
book.
Shh, don't.
Ta-da! And he just claps his hand and just descends back into the sort of semi-Victorian attire suit. That's out of the bag, isn't it?
I told you he was a bit dodge.
Very dodge.
but back to the point. How do we get to the Art of Corellan?
I mean, with great difficulty, to be honest.
Great, because it's been such a cakewalk to get here.
How far away is it though, bruv?
I mean, the distance that you've come now, it's probably that far again, but
About a mile?
about a mile, maybe a bit longer.
Right.
I'll be honest though, we've not managed to break through. This is as far as I've got.
I don't know. I've got a couple of good spells though. I've learnt a lot since I've been away.
We've got a battalion of mages upstairs.
Yeah, but that's mage magic. This is bard magic, mate.
And I'm chosen by Corellin.
Oh yeah. So turns out Corellin and Torin, they're pretty chummy.
Yes, I wouldn't call him my. He's a god. You shouldn't say that, Locticus. Really.
Gods work slightly differently around here.
Well, he's. Well, yes.
It's more of a friendship thing rather than a you know, something.
I wouldn't call it a friendship. He's a god.
I have a seed!
Come back to me in chaotic.
Why did we get here so fast?
And he can't. Leviticus kind of can't help himself in this sort of like tragedy of war. There's some light brevity and cracks.
Now, I think if you could maybe, if you your mages could give us the benefit of a night's sleep without us actually having to sleep, I think we can make it.
And sort of points around the room.
Look, if we had that power, do you not think we'd be raring to go?
There's only a few of us, though. You could.
I think what Lord Torin Darr is trying to say is that
He'd like to meta game and.
Yeah.
Look, I got it a lot.
if we're going to do this thing, and we've got much more chance of doing this thing if we're all together.
Also, we send word to the Pharmarians who have a bit more of a way with magic. Hopefully they can get here as fast as they can. So obviously if it gets through you guys.
Leviticus spits like at the word Pharmarian.
Oh, this again.
So, Rolf, now, I know how you feel about the other elves, but we came via them. They gave us assistance.
Yeah.
They care about what's happening.
Wonderful.
And like, I mean, you know how I feel about our lot.
Gave a magic forge, gave out magic tattoos, and you're having trouble stitching up the sky.
They told me to do this, and she'll just frog and then pop back up.
Not here currently. We're seen leaving the scene when the first rift appeared.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, you know, I think it's very easy to say we care about it when we're sat in our. They've known about the war though.
Look, they're on their way.
But
all
they're
right?
all cursed.
Are
They've
they?
got they have their own issues to deal with, and they're facing their own mortality.
Hang on, did you
As-
say that they...
As are we.
I suspect there's quite a history here that we aren't going to solve in this conversation. We need to get Locticus to the tree.
Locticus, make a perception check.
21.
Okay. A little bit of light just like flashes into your eyes, like annoyingly, like something is being like flashed into your left eye.
Well, that is weird.
And I just sort of look at the source. Callow's moved over to the side of the room and is using his pocket watch to like refract some light into your eye.
Will you excuse me a sec, guys? Get to know each other.
So are you saying that they left the front line?
I'm saying they were the last people this side of the woods when the first rift appeared. Not here now, are they? Funny that. Real funny.
So, Locticus is going to head over to
Callie.
Callow, yeah?
Right. This here. This place. I think we might be in the right place to sort of, you know, I think I might just about be able to wibbly wobbly us to the tree.
Wibbly wobbliest to the tree.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be really great.
Like I said though, it's only going to be a few of you.
How many's a few?
You and someone else.
Oh, shit. Are you telling me I'm going to have to pick who comes with me?
You can let them pick themselves if you like.
It would help if I knew what we were going into.
Nothing good, to be honest. I mean, it's either going to be certain death or nearly certain death. So, who would you like to have with you at the end of the world?
Well, there's my best mate.
Yeah.
But there's also Torin.
Yeah.
If I was going to die, I'd kind of want to see Torin. I could... There is a... You can wibbly wobbly two of us, right?
I mean, I think so. I've only had a little practice with Lehane. I've never actually brought many people, but I think for one trip, two,
I can wibbly wobbly one.
you can stop time.
No. But I have this spell. It sort of creates a dimension door.
A dimension door will not reach.
Oh shit. Maybe maybe this is a discussion we need to have in a tactical way. I think I'm making emotional decisions here.
I mean, not to be that guy as I am the kind of time guy, but it's only going to get worse. You need to make a choice. Look, if it helps, whatever's there is probably going to put up a fight. So, bring someone with you who's willing to fight.
I mean, they're all great at fighting.
Well, you know, easy choice then, isn't it? Pick your favourite. Which one's shiniest? Draw lots. Pick a number from my hat. Can use my hat.
Have we noticed what's happening?
Lehane would have been. He's been.
Torin obviously.
Bothering
Torin is not
Locticus.
keen on Callow, and he's going to be keeping an eye on Frayne.
Keeping an eye.
Yeah. It's not hard. They have moved to the side of the room.
So
Okay.
Torin's going to walk up.
Yeah, Lilli too.
Oh, look. Perfect timing, ain't they?
What's the sitch?
I can take one of you with me.
And we're kind of going to have to do it soon.
Well, you can't take Lilli.
Well, I mean, she can.
She can?
Lilli can't die. I can die.
I mean, what do you mean I can't die? I'm not...
You're the archdruid in training. I have sworn a sacred oath to protect you.
Yes,
I cannot
but whatever
let you
is doing
go.
the damage is obviously some sort of necrotic, nature-killing thing. You know, hello, druid. I'd probably be quite
She
good at
raises
managing
a really
that.
good point.
As
Also,
they've got louder and started arguing, Lehane will put the Locticus down. He's like, "Well, then why don't I go? Because I don't have to protect you. Don't really care what happens. It's important you live, though. I care about the woods and the elves
I
and
don't
stuff."
trust you.
Also, just saying, I know we all think we're nice and cosy here. No chance that all of us are going to live here either. Just saying. Could all die in this horrible little shack.
Locticus is going to save the world, and I will lay down my life to make that happen.
But then didn't you have to protect her?
Lilli will be protected here.
By who?
You.
You just said you didn't trust me.
I don't trust you with Locticus. I don't trust you for this mission.
Oh, I'd be trusting with you, though.
Lilli. Over here.
Yeah, she'll be kind of looking and she'll sort of rub her hand a bit. I mean, yeah. What?
Decisions aren't for someone to make for you, darling. Like, you're chatting a good game, but do you want to go?
Well, yes.
Then you two need to chat to her and she makes the decision.
Well, we're chatting to her now, Callow. If you could shut your fucking mouth.
No, not talking for her, talking for him and talking
No,
for her.
I'm saying what I believe.
Yeah.
Frayne is going to walk over to Torin. She's going to put a hand on his chest and say, "Torin, I love you, mate." And she's going to give him a kiss. "Help these men fight bravely.
I have made a vow to Corellin. I have to come with you.
You don't have to come with me, you have to protect me. And the best way to protect me is to keep the eye of the evil hordes here and not on the heart of Corellin.
Look, and Leviticus sort of slowly makes his way over. There's going to be a battle here. It's going to be a big one. And it's going to define what happens going forward. I don't care who stays, but she's right. It ain't going to be an easy thing either way, and protecting the woods happens both sides.
Lehane, you're fucking great at fighting, mate. And I think there's a chance that Big is still out there. And I think you two make the best team. I think you need it here. I think Lilli's right. I think I need somebody that's connected with nature. Somebody that understands a little bit about necromancy, and can't think of anyone who I'd rather had by my side.
Makes sense.
Very good. That's your decision.
I'm sorry, Torin.
No, I understand. And I think Lilli will be safer with you.
Thanks.
And Torin, you get a little clap on the back from Leviticus. We'll kill double with you here.
We can kill.
We'll kill treble. We'll make sure none of those fuckers go anywhere near the Art of Corellin. I swear it.
Okay. Oh, they'll write songs about us. And Torin's going to kneel down to Lilli as low as he can go. He says, "Now, little one, I will come and I will look after you if we both survive. But for now, you look after Locticus."
And she'll will the staff into existence, and she'll just like hold really, really strong, like to stand really tall, nod.
Has Lilli got a shield?
Yeah, her
yes,
siege
she
becomes
was
a shield.
So as Lilli makes the stance, all the sound of the room just comes to a stop, and Lilli, Frayne, and Callow, you're the only three that can move as everyone else around you just comes to a halt. Torin knelt before you. Leviticus stood next to him. Callow puts an arm forward, touches you both on your hands. Right. To the end of the world.
Lilli will give Torin a little kiss on the cheek and then take his hand.
Likewise. Obviously, a little kiss to Torin. And even though she knows that Lehane can't hear her, she'll say, "Lehane, if you have to shag my brother, please be careful about it." And then holds on to Callow's hand.
And as you know it, Lehane and Torin, as you 1 minute, Frayne and Lilli are there. Next they're not. They've just disappeared. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
Oh,
Decisions were made.
yeah.
That was, I felt like a lot on my shoulders there.
Yeah.
A lot on my shoulders.
I know.
But was it the right one?
But was it the right one?
Was it the right one?
Which teams are gonna die?
Paul buys into the. Paul thought Lilli should go.
It's hard because you were role playing it well, man. You're like, no,
Well, I
Torin's
was
made like
like,
several
oh,
O's
no.
here. I can't go with you, but I need to go with you. But you need to fuck off. If I don't trust you, Callow's a
All
dick.
cross with me all week.
Alright, we'll go, man. We'll go.
Oh my goodness.
Connor's been eating peanuts all night, and imagine Callow's been doing exactly that.
Pretty much. So thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to tune in next week on Twitch, where it is the season finale. Ooh, that's it. We do have stuff planned for the summer, so watch out for that. Otherwise, we'll be back in September with Justice League, so all exciting stuff to come.
What?
Oh yeah.
Paul, if you could start prepping that would be really
Yeah.
good.
I'll be
anytime.
right
So
here.
we've got 2 more podcast episodes,
Two more YouTube episodes,
episodes,
but
one
one
more
more
Twitch.
That's it.
Okay.
So, until next week, and next time, go out in the world and roll the damn dice.
The party pushed through the elven forest. commander-in-chief, Lilli becomes falcony swoopy. It might be best to have a long rest, but they really should not dilly-dally. Is Torin the first ever dragon born to invent monster domino rally?